may not be able to tell, but these 9 wiffle balls are angled, so these balls here are deeper in the zone. The middle ball is at the front of the plate, and the inside ball is a little in front of the plate. So, here's a really good way to feel the tilt. Get your bat, lay it on the shoulder, coil, and then point the knob at middle. Point the knob at middle. If you notice, I'm a lefty, so my knob is still pointed at the shortstop. If you're a righty, when you tilt and just point the knob right there, you'll be pointed at the shortstop. So now, if you can do that every time, every single time, you'll go up a little higher for that one, quite as high for the bottom one for these 3 balls right here. When you get an inside pitch, you're not only going to get this move, but you're going to get that move too. The tilt, and then the leg will turn. I shouldn't have said it that way. It's the tilt and the leg turns. It's not 2 moves. It happens all at one time. So for me to, when I'm ready to receive a pitch, I'm thinking point my knob at middle, which by the way is where a T would be sitting if you were working out. So point my knob there, and my leg will turn at the same time, and it looks like this. Okay? Middle out. Out and up. Middle up. Middle in. Okay? I'm a little too close to that ball. Blowing away. This move here, ready to go middle, is very easily adjusted to middle out, middle in, low out, low in. It's just easily adjusted. You just look. If I can feel this move every time, middle, but I get a ball up and away, it's a quick little adjustment. I feel like I'm doing the same thing. It's just slightly different direction. And by the way, how slight is it? When the movement is in the hip socket, the actual movement is very small, but it makes the movement of the knob look bigger. In other words, when I'm rotating this bat right here, the movement of the knob isn't very big, but this barrel is going 5 feet, 6 feet, okay? So the movement in the hip socket is very small for each of these. The change of movement is very small, okay? I can get to each pitch. And once again, the tilt has nothing to do, well, I want to say it has nothing to do with where the barrel does. It actually does, because you're tilting a little different. The real mover of the barrel is the hand snap. So when I want to go middle, boom, and snap my bat, it goes right to the ball. Okay? If I feel middle, and I get a pitch up and away, my tilt changes a little bit from middle to there, but my bat, there's the move, there's the bat. There's the move, there's the bat. Okay? Up and in. There's the move, there's the bat. I have to move a little bit so I don't hit this ball. Okay? I can get my bat to go to each one of these balls, and it feels like I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm tilting in this hip socket. And the proper tilt happens when you just point your knob middle. Most people, and a lot of the clips I saw, they're doing this. Their knob will point at this ball over here as soon as they swing, or even further. We've got to feel this right here. Got to be able to go to each of these balls with a pivot. Is this plus a little of that, if necessary. Okay? Now, hopefully you can see this orange ball or this orange PVC on the ground. Here's how to train that really well. Get a straight line, whether it's the top of your couch at home, or a pole on the ground, a bench, whatever. Stand 45 degrees to it. Coil. Make this knob go right down that line. Make this knob go right down that line. Right down the line. And 99 out of 100 kids, the first time I ask them to do this, this is what they do. They rotate. They're one-legged. They're on their back. They're on their back legs, so they think they're one-legged, but they're doing this. And when you do this, the only thing that can take you to the outside pitch is your arms. You don't have the body, the force from the body going into the ball and into ball flight unless you're tilting. Okay? What does that look like from the side? My head's pretty still, and I'm tilting right here. Okay? As compared to, so the reason I'm excited about this is I had a couple pros in this week. One big leaguer and one guy who's hit 30 homers in the minors and working real hard to get to the big leagues. And I discovered this little, what I'm talking about, by hitting myself off the machine. And there's times when I would get into the machine and I know I'm snapping my bat properly, but something's a little off. And there's times that I get in there and everything feels good and everything feels easy. And I know I'm off when I continually, for some reason, I'm snapping the bat and through the ball. So when I start to feel that, the first thing I always do is I always make this knob go up with my tilt. Okay? I make it go up. If this knob goes up, unless you're really doing something you shouldn't do, on a low pitch, all you got to do is drop the barrel. And what I did when I'm wrong is I would get in front of the corner and I would not just drop the barrel, but I'd drop my hands also. So I'd concentrate on keeping my hands right here, and I got the feeling this right here. This feels good. So, check this out. Back to the 9 zones. Both of those pro players that were here, I would have them do a practice swing and then my flip. Practice swing and then my flip. Practice swing and then my flip. And to almost every time, almost 100% of the time, when they did a practice swing, this is what I mean by the practice swing. This right here. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And then when I'd flip them the ball, they would do it and they'd crush the ball. And we'd do practice swing, real swing, practice swing, real swing, practice swing, real swing. And then I'd say, okay, get rid of the practice swing. And the first couple swings would be good. And by the 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th, I don't know which one for sure. And they were still hitting the ball pretty good, but not perfect. These pro players understand how that's supposed to feel off the barrel. And they would say, well, that was pretty good, but it wasn't right. And the reason it wasn't right is because over time, they stopped doing this perfectly, and they ended up doing something like this. I'm exaggerating it so you can see it. So here's my point. When you step in the batter's box in a game, you've got to feel this tilt move where that knob points middle. If you can establish that that's what you're going to do, and then flick the bat with it, you'll take a good swing almost every time you read the pitch right. Okay? So here I'm feeling middle. I'm ready to do it. I can feel it, but the ball's lowing in. This will happen. This was middle, but that'll happen. And my barrel will go through the ball. If I'm feeling middle right here, and I get a pitch outside, that's middle, and that's outside, my barrel will go into ball flight. I can't overstate the importance of that pivot at middle, or practicing it with that line on the ground, standing 45 degrees. One more thing. When I'm standing 45 degrees to the line and going down the line with my knob, now when I stand game-like, where's it goes middle. When I'm standing 45, the knob points at the pitcher. When I'm standing normal, by the way, nothing wrong with standing 45. When I can't move, this knob is pointing right at a ball and a tee. Okay? And I get the out from swing every time. All right. Q&A time.